when they say that's an African American paper, they're saying you are only allowed to speak to African American issues, which is what they said to African American leaders throughout history. The reason they killed Martin Luther King, they said you can't talk about Vietnam. You can talk about civil rights, but Vietnam ain't none of your damn business. Martin said, but my kids are dying over there. You took them out of these cotton fields and put them in rice paddies to die. And I can talk about access to the disabled. I can talk about equality for the gay and lesbian people. I can talk about choice for women. And I'm going to. I'm not here to be another black newspaper. When I first started the paper, I told everybody who would listen that I was going to be a participant observer, not just an observer. The disabled movement, the gay and lesbian movement, the women's rights movements, we didn't just cover, we supported, we participated. I've often spoken at many of these rallies. So unlike legitimate journalists who only observe and don't put their opinion into it, I'm an illegitimate observer.
Crazy, he worked for my newspaper for a short period of time. There were some things that I didn't really want to cover in my paper and I didn't cover, and that he thought should have been covered or should have been covered in a different way. That's why he thought it was important to start his own. Some of the things that he wanted to cover and some of the viewpoints he wanted to express, he wanted to have an opportunity to do that.
The Village does a great job of covering East Austin. Nobody was covering political activists. I believe in the credo put forth by the NAACP to speak truth to power.
He can be a progressive paper, but it's no way for him to get away from the African American label, because anytime the business is 51% owned by the African American, it is considered an African American business. And so now his reporting and his emphasis on his reporting progressive, but that does not negate the fact that it is an African American newspaper.
Are discriminated against, are attacked, have problems in school simply because of who they are and what their sexual orientation might be. This needs to stop. This legislation will move us forward.
So I experienced discrimination long before I had any encounters with white people, because I was shorter and poorer and talk funny, because I studied profusely when I was young. Now I study occasionally. Then it was uncontrollably.
I think what Crazy's trying to go for is the truth, but sometimes in the truth, you may step on a few toes here and there, but the perspective is to get all the news out to the community that's not getting out there, because there's a lot of times in other papers that sometimes you go, that's really going on here in East Austin, but because they don't know about it unless it's printed in Nokoa.
Well, I think progressive, to me, it just means that a paper that tells it like it is. Bottom line, it's just a paper that's not afraid to speak out about about the issues, no matter what they are.
All right, already, we are back.
We put together a show called The Breakfast Club, where we come in each Friday morning and review the issues that we have covered, as many as we can in an hour's time, but highlight some of what we think are the top issues in our community.
And I'm looking at both of these newspapers. Tommy, your editorial is Black History Month 2005 is in the bag. Then Aquasia is writing about gentle but deadly genocide.
Where would we be if everybody stayed silent and said everything that everyone wanted to hear? Or maybe they, I think they think maybe he's a little political or just radical, or it goes back to like Malcolm X and those kind of people like that. A lot of people were offended by them and a lot of people weren't.
My editorial deals with, I say, a gentle but deadly genocide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have been practicing genocide on African Americans from day one, and it's so subtle that we're numb by it and can't even react.
Right.
They'll kill a kid in Atlanta one day, and then
A
one in Chicago
13-year-old
next
in
year.
California.
Then kill one then
You know.
Crazy. He's going to tell you the true facts, and he's going to give it to you just like it is. He may even print some of these messages that I'm holding, you know. But I would guarantee you, if I went to the mainstream media, they probably wouldn't. They probably weren't going to tell you the burn baby burn. They're not going to tell you the other stuff that went on.
I am disappointed but not surprised by the burn baby burn message by a police officer in response to the fire at Midtown Live nightclub.
It wasn't just burn baby burn. For example, Sean Dupree sang, the roof is on fire. Dispatcher Susan Negron said, I got some extra gasoline if they need it. One officer said, my night was just made. I just had a lady ask me if it was burning. I said, yep. She was upset. I was enthralled. When I say that Nokoa newspaper is a political progressive weekly, and people look at me and look at the paper and say, no, it's a black newspaper, it says to me as an African American, you have to be cubbyholed. You have to be pigeonholed. You have to be marginalized. You have to be in the box. You can't think outside the box. You can't act outside the box. You are black. And I said proudly, but I serve whites, and I serve Hispanics, and I serve Asians, and I serve women, and I serve Latinos, and I serve gays and lesbians, and I serve the disabled, and I've done it for 18 years. I don't fit in the box, and you will not contain this stubborn man.